You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
We are joined live in the studio with Gary and Jackie, and they're going to be telling us all about Hythe House Support. They're talking a little bit about foster caring week as well, and I know that they'll tell us much more. So firstly, welcome along to the show.
Thanks very much for inviting us, Daniel. Much appreciated.
So who are Hythe House Support, and can you tell me a little bit about what you do as well?
Yeah, Hythe House Support, Daniel, is a family-run fostering agency based here in Swale. Its founder is my mother, Maggie, and the other founder is my father, John. What they did was that my mother actually found herself in care for a short period of time, and she wanted to give a bit back. So her and my father decided that they wanted to become foster carers. My parents were foster carers for over 20 years. They fostered for the local authority, and they also fostered for a couple of independent fostering agencies as well. They started fostering when I was about 14 years of age, and it was an interesting concept because when we were fostering, at the time I didn't understand from a personal point of view, being a birth child, what it entailed. And I was seeing children coming into my home, and what they were doing was they were taking up a lot of my mother's time and my father's time. And I suppose I got a bit of green-eyed monster at the time, for about a week. And I remember I sat with my parents and had a chat about it, and they said, look, some kids are going to come in and they need a lot of our help. And then I suddenly understood, because you can be cocooned, if you like, in a bit of a bubble.
Yeah.
And you think it's your lifestyle is normal. And yet when you find some of the children that were coming in did not really have a nice upbringing at all. So I found that very interesting. And we basically, as a family, I've got an older brother and a younger brother, Robert and David. And what it was that we were all sitting around having Sunday lunch. And my mum does a nice lunch, by the way. We're all sitting around at the end of it, and we decided that we were just having a chat, because my two brothers worked for a fostering agency and my parents did at the time. And we just said, well, if we was to run a fostering agency, how would we do it? How would we change it? And so we all sat round, and at the end of it, we all decided, well, why don't we look at setting up a fostering agency? And look at making, a change in slight ways, to help these children. And what it transpired was that in 2003, March 2003, we set up, and we've been going for over 9 years now. And in 2010, we were over the moon, really. We had an Ofsted inspection. We were granted outstanding, and that's testament, really, to the staff. We've got an excellent team at Hythe House Support, and also an excellent set of foster carers as well. They're a really lovely bunch of people. And what do we do well? I mean, I really would liken that to a jigsaw, really. Hythe House Support will help you put the bits of the jigsaw, the edges. We help you put all the edges by giving you support, training, and then it's up to the individual to fill the middle piece in of the jigsaw themselves with experience that they have. Many carers from all different walks of life, which Jackie will come to in a minute. And that's really what we do. We try and help hold everybody's hand and just get it through, from start to finish. We recruit foster carers. We receive placements from local authorities, and what we do is we basically match up a child if we can. Sometimes you can't match, and then we place them with our foster carers. So in short, that's really what we do.
Now, you are holding an event, as I just mentioned, to raise the profile of fostering in Swale. Why do we need more foster carers to come forward?
Right, well, we're slap bang in the middle of Foster Care Fortnight at the moment, which is run by the Fostering Network. It's an annual event, and it's there to raise the profile of foster care industry in total. It's a very sad fact of life, Daniel, that many children are now coming into care through many high-profile events. For example, if I give you a couple of statistics, which are quite sad, actually, every 22 minutes a child comes into care, which is quite a horrific thing, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
And in the coming year, what the Fostering Network do is they will help prepare all the independent fostering agencies and the local authorities in trying to help and advise us into how many carers we're going to need. And they've predicted that this year alone, another 8,750 foster carers are needed this year. So, and that's obviously going to be, that's really why we're here today. There's lots of potential carers in the Swale area, and they may not know or appreciate the fact that they would be perfect material. Many people may be out there now and thinking, I can't do that, and yet they may not realise that actually they can, and they'd be the perfect material for becoming a foster carer. Now we're doing that a little bit, really, be here to talk to you today in the interview, but also we're going to be running an event at the Pulse Café in Sittingbourne. That's going to be on Wednesday the 23rd of May from 4 to 6 p.m. And basically what we're going to be doing there is you can come in, have a cup of tea, all the staff from Hythe House will be there, we've got some foster carers there as well, so an individual can really just pop in and just go ask any question they'd like, and if they show an interest from there, they can take it further from there, but everybody will be there to help them, to talk through what their fears are, if they have any, and if they don't have any fears and they want to go on to the next step, again, we're there to do that. But as I said before, Daniel, we're all here to handhold everybody and make them go through the prospect of fostering, because it's a daunting prospect, but one which is thoroughly rewarding as well.
Now, you've teamed up with another local company to hold this event. Why have you done that?
Well, it's an interesting concept. I mean, to be honest with you, the Pulse, I went there the other day, and they do some fantastic work there with adults. And have you been to the cafe before, Daniel?
Yeah, I've been there and interviewed a couple of the people involved with that in the past. So yeah, it's a nice place. It's
a very nice place, and what we found was when we went in there, such a relaxed atmosphere. And I say it's the sort of thing I pass there on a regular basis, drive past, and you mean to think, I'll pop in there and see what that's like, and I just didn't do it until a couple of weeks ago, and we've popped in there. It's a lovely place, but we feel that both the companies, our company, Hythe House Support, and the Pulse, they're in for the main things in serving their community, and we like that. We're a family-run business, and the Pulse, a lovely team there, and it's the food's fantastic. I mean, they do everything. It's all organic, so it's good. It's healthy, which is nice. But it's it's just a fantastic place to go. And the woodwork in particular, I was very impressed with that. You go in there, and there's lots and lots of stuff you can buy, and it's a lot cheaper than the home base or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was really good. So that's really one of the main reasons why we wanted to team up with them, because they do excellent work and they serve their community, and so do we.
Jackie, what makes a good foster carer?
Well, that's quite a good question, Daniel. I mean, there are very different qualities that foster carers have. The children and young people we look after are very different. So there's actually no rule in what makes a foster carer. It's not like driving a car and you get a licence and off you go. So all of our carers are different. They've all had different life experiences. There are quite a few restrictions, actually, which people don't realise. Some of our carers are grandparents, others are single, some are in same-sex relationships, others live with their partners. There isn't a rule about that, but what we do is look at and see whether you're suitable people to become carers or not. You definitely need a sense of humour, you definitely need resilience, because can be a tough job, but my goodness, it's also a very rewarding one. The people that foster come from all different walks of life,
right,
and the children are all different as well. And I think that we can all say that all of our carers sometimes come to us and say, actually, it's a really tough job. And other days they look and say to us, I've done some really good work for the children in their care, which is lovely.
Jackie, how do you become a foster carer?
Well, Daniel, you can come down on Wednesday to the Pulse Café and have a chat with us, firstly, if you wanted to. Or you can contact our office, which is Sittingbourne 01795 438 634, and speak to any of the social work staff. And then we can talk about an application form, send one out to you. And then from that, we can ascertain whether you possibly be suitable to become a carer. After that, we would come round and have an informal chat with you in your home, because obviously having a stable home environment is important. We even do a risk assessment on pets.
Right.
That's something that people find a bit strange, but obviously, nowadays sometimes people have dogs perhaps that are not really suitable around children. So we check all of that out to make sure it's a safe environment. well, you need to have a spare bedroom. That's a definite must. You can rent your house. You don't have to have a mortgage, as long as it's a house that's secure for children to live in. So after we've checked all of that out, that health and safety and things like that are all right, we're allocating an independent social worker to you and your family. That sounds a bit daunting, but it's a very straightforward process. She or he will come into your home and discuss your lifestyle, your morals, your values within your family, to then do an assessment on you to make sure that you're the right type of people to bring a child into your home. Often the children we look after are vulnerable and have had difficult start in life, but what we then want to do is place them with a family who are going to be nurturing and show them that family life can be positive, and then they can help them that way. That will usually take a maximum of hopefully about 8 months. So that gives people time to think about jobs, think about the lifestyle changes that will happen when a child comes into your home. It can be very different if, say, it's 2 adults living on their own and then all of a sudden they've got a teenager in their home. There may be some changes that they need to make. We then look at training you. Now, training from the start, there's a statutory process, a 3-day training course that the potential foster carers undertake. After that, there's ongoing training. We offer at Hythe House training every month, except obviously in the summer and at Christmas, because people are busy with the children at that time. We offer training on a variety of subjects to make sure that you've got the knowledge and skills to help you look after the children in the correct way. As I said before, it can be a difficult job, but it is a really rewarding one as well.
Before you go, I was just wondering if you could refresh our listeners all about your event and also give them some contact details where they can find out more.
Sure, Daniel, no problem. So you're very welcome, anybody, to come down on Wednesday the 23rd of May, which is this Wednesday, between 4 and 6. That's at the Pulse Café, which is number 29 Park Road, Sittingbourne. And then you can find out more and also have tea, lovely cakes that are going to be available, pizzas, that type of thing. You can find out more information about Hythe House Support on our website, which is www.hythehousesupport.co.uk. Obviously, as I said before, you can give us a call on 01795 438 634, and any of us will be happy to answer any further questions. As Gary said, he knows from being part of a family that fostered, it can be an enriching and positive experience. You can make a big difference to the lives of children who need you, but it can also make a difference to your own lives too. Thank you, Daniel, for having us today.
Yeah, I'd like to say thanks very much for coming along and telling us all about what you do and Foster Care Fortnight and your event as well.
That's our pleasure. Thanks very much for having us.